Hello, everybody. Good evening, and welcome to another edition of the After Action Report. We are very, very happy to have you with us. We also want to remind you that we are brought to you by Admiral Tater's Ship Shop. So if you're looking for the absolute best in Armada accessories, including a new line of ship cardboard that is acrylic, I know that's a contradiction in terms, but roll with me. It's good. But anyway,
Don't know what else to call
it. So yeah, want to welcome you to the show. Thank you very much for joining us this evening. We do have some things to talk about. We are very, very grateful that we are getting this second chance to do this show after some technical difficulties prevented it from coming on. I know some of you are expecting mid-rim mayhem, and I apologize. We do not have that tonight because we're doing this makeup show. But the good news is that we are actually going to be streaming our pivotal battle in our campaign. So coming this Sunday, I don't have an exact time yet, but we will be doing a live stream on that game. We'll probably break it up so you'll see some stops and starts on the Twitch feed. That way we can break it all up and edit it for later so that I can put it up on YouTube and just have some cool video for you guys. So, want to welcome Nick to the show with us.
Hey, everybody.
We have Ruben on the show as well.
What's up, y'all?
And we should, a little bit later on, have Garrett. So, first off, before we start talking about some of the ARC updates, I noticed my co-streamer Mallet's on here, and he does not yet know about Sunday because Sunday is when we normally do our SWOTR stream. We may not be able to do that on Sunday. I will keep you posted on that, but thank you for joining for the Armada talk. So, where are we on the campaign right now?
We've finished. This will be the pivotal for Act 2. And the two teams are 3 points spread between each other, I guess is a good way to finish that sentence.
This is had a really interesting
Darth
leading
Merciless,
into it.
Ruben. Yeah, because we had the CIS went 3-0 in round 3 of Act 2, and we scored one of our player secret objectives, which brought us back to equivalency with the Empire team. But we're pretty, because of the attacks and everything that happened, we're all pretty spread out around the outer rim. So I don't really know where you guys are going to attack to. So we're probably going to be taking some more cards.
Well, it's kind of weird. You guys have had initiative throughout this round, and then we get to the pivotal battle, and the Empire has regained initiative.
Yep.
Yeah, you guys getting 5 points in the Act 1 pivotal means that I was able to get initiative for 2 turns, almost guaranteed, because we went 2-1 twice. And then I happened to lose in round 2 to Joel. And me losing that, the happenstance of it was it being HoloNet override, which was his player secret, which you scored, which means that I incidentally, which I didn't ever expect to get, I got initiative for a 3rd round for it to be the whole act, which I was pretty surprised by, and then took full advantage.
Yeah, I was happy that I finally got to fly my new fleet. It is a lot more tanky than my original fleet was.
Yeah, I shot at that ISD, and then I was like, nope, that was a mistake.
No, not worth the time there.
Don't do that again.
Oh, we got a Garrett joining us.
There he is.
But yeah, we will be very much looking forward to bringing you the action from the pivotal battle on Sunday. So I hope some of you can watch that. We do want to welcome Mars and Ken are hanging out in the chat. So we always love having our guests here. So I'm not sure what's going on with Garrett's camera there.
Can you hear me at least?
We can hear you, yeah.
Yep.
It just said
Yep,
failed to
gotcha.
start camera. It's kind of funny. I've been having that problem myself. It was something that was giving me issues leading into the show. I kept on having to try to restart the camera. There we go. We got Garrett.
I got it. Connecting to the wrong camera.
I can understand that. I have 3 cameras up here, and I don't know why. I need 2. I honestly do need 2. It sounds weird, but because of the way OBS and Discord work, I have to have 2.
I totally understand. Awesome. Well, I'm sure I missed the intro, but hello, everybody.
Yeah, we were just running down the basics of where we are at the campaign and what folks can expect on Sunday.
Yep.
Awesome.
But what we're really here for tonight is to go ahead and discuss some of the things that have come out of ARC. And what I will say right now is that because there's a lot there to digest, we're kind of breaking it up into multiple shows. Tonight we are going to talk about the Rebels, and we are going to talk about the Republic. So, with that being said, we have on the previous show gone ahead and talked about some things. We'll brush over them a little bit more and answer any questions that folks might have. But for the most part, we're probably going to just skip over it. Now, in the dry run, I forgot about this one. So we'll start with this one, and that is General Draven.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, the new Draven.
Yes, the new Draven. So Draven starts with 6 command tokens of any type, and there's no limits on. You have to have X number of types, unlike Bale, who has a limit. And his rules text now is, after an enemy ship resolves a command, you may discard a matching command token from this card. If you do, that enemy ship gains 1 matching raid token. While a friendly squadron is attacking, if it is at distance 1 to 2 of an enemy ship with at least 1 raid token, it may reroll 1 die. Now, I'm firmly of the opinion that Draven is not a card to tempt you into try to fly bombers. Don't do it. It's not going to work. PDICs are going to ruin your day. But what I think he might be really good at is giving Rebels a way to have flight controllers with multiple rerolls through either Tauren or Hera X-Wing. Because if you can figure out a way to get your Alpha Strike off where you're attacking them close to their rated ships, then you can go all right, well, here's an X-Wing, 5 blues, Tauren Far reroll, Hera reroll, Draven reroll. And that's going to do really consistent damage, so you should be able to win the squad battle really quickly. And then you would, follow that up by trying to attack literally anything else other than things that have PDICs on them.
Sounds like a lot of work, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like it. I'll disagree a little bit. I think he can be used with bombers now, especially some of the double die ones, because he does everything. He works for ships and the squadron, so it's great. He's he's a true squadron commander, and I saw some what's it called? The people didn't like that he couldn't see the enemy command dials anymore. I don't think that's a big deal. I'll be honest. Most of the time, you know what the enemy's doing. Anyways, and then and the 6 command tokens is plenty. I think over the course of the game when you're gonna dole out, because what you're facing. You're stopping squadrons and you're stopping nav, right? So
maybe
I think that works
cheeky
fine.
engineering in there.
I was going to say, a couple engineering would be pretty nasty, too.
Yeah, and he's 22 points. So, awesome. It's just a new way to play Rebel Squadrons, right?
I do think you need. I think you really do want to take Captain Rex, and I think you do want to take slicer teams.
Yeah,
because
why not?
then
right?
you're not locked to just Draven's raid on his sheet on his card. You can get some extra raid off there because his ability will still trigger, and Rex will make it so that they can only ever discard one instead of just capping a dial to stop all of your effect.
Maybe Kanan Jarrus with
I
assault
was
might have a purpose.
I mean,
I was just looking up. I was like,
No.
what assault squadrons do you guys get?
no, that's no.
But he's got rerolls, Ruben. It's really reliable.
Assault isn't a good keyword. It's only good in Rebellion in the Rim.
No, I agree. But still pretty funny. But yeah, huge fan. I think he still has the interesting part of the card from before, and now he has a really cool offensive ability, right? This is a huge
You
offensive
just got to
ability.
figure out some sort of niche combination of factors where he'll be relatively better than Riken Kraken or Riken Kraken or your maybe Akbar CR90s, but mostly Kraken and Riken.
I just don't have a lot to add to this simply because I feel like this is one that has a lot of moving pieces to work with them, and I don't do enough Rebels to understand how all those working pieces would come together.
Oh, well, I mean, it's just a way to boost fighter offensive ability.
Yeah.
Empire already has, their flight controllers, Hal Runner. What's the Quasar title?
all of them, yeah.
Squall, Pursuant
right.
is pretty good. Just a Quasar, just having a Quasar.
Ability is just the reroll die, right? And like most of their squadrons have Swarm, right?
I would say it's a Swarm. It's the Interceptors with Swarm encounter.
So this just gives Rebels, a little boost, squadron wise. Because right now, like you have the Biggs Ball, which works okay, but like if you're not running Rebel rogues, you're not doing much Rebel squadron damage. So
yeah, I really want to see Draven with like a Biggs Ball. Maybe throw like Jan in there, because you're going to be at distance 1 and 2 of his ships, so you expect to get flacked a little bit. So anything that gives them a little survivability, a bunch of X-wings that go in there with your rerolls, 4 blue, and then they can all red bomber. I think it really gives a avenue for a big X-wing ball to kind of be competitive.
Let's take a look at something else that really interacts with squads here, and Ruben can tell us a bit more directly about how it works. We have Commander Sato.
Yeah, the new Sato. So I played, let's see here, it's been 2 weeks ago now.
Yeah.
Midroom Mayhem was me playing Sato. So I played Daniel Black Admiral Utzig's list from 2023 World Open Qualifier Spain, I think. So it's CR90A with Dodonna's Pride, 3 Hammerheads with decaps and APTs, Ordnance Experts, and Task Force Organa and the Flotilla. And then he actually had Luke in his original squad ball, so I played Rogue Luke instead of regular Luke. And new Sato is you roll dice. So while a friendly ship is attacking at distance 1 of a friendly squadron, while a friendly ship is attacking a ship at distance 1 of a friendly squadron, the attacker may add 2 dice, each of any color. If it does, it must cancel 2 attack dice. So this works like DTTs works, so you can't interrupt this timing with anything else. So you have to roll the dice and then immediately cancel 2 dice. And it ended up that I didn't really need that many rerolls. I was able to get my APTs off without having to go through the 2 layers of additional rerolls that I had with Ordnance Experts and Task Force Organa. So I kind of think that where I want to see Sato go is into just the long-range blacks and pushing a bunch of damage with informed rerolls. I don't really think you have to do the fishing for APTs thing now. And I think that maybe the Assault Frigate Mark A with spinals on it is a good ship to try because it's going to be 3 reds and a blue out the front, sides, and the rear. And it has a weapons team slot, so you can either do boarding troopers or you can do ordnance experts if you want. I think the Salvation title on the Nebulon B support frigate, so not the 2 squadron one, the 1 squadron one, that ship by itself with just like the title on it and maybe like XI7s or something. Let's see here. I rolled like 7. I just threw dice of that attack pool like 7 times. Oh, over the weekend sometime. Actually, no, it wouldn't have been then because it was after we did this podcast. So sometime between, I guess it was Tuesday. And it will do, like that Salvation build at long with the 2 black dice will do like 4 damage on average with no dice fixing outside of just Sato. And if you roll like a bunch of crits, you're doing like 9 at long from just the front of this stupid Nebulon B. Now, it is Nebulon B, and we all know how I feel about Nebulon Bs as them being a trap and a bad ship. So that thing can shoot, but oh man, are you going to have to be real good to fly it. So, Dodonna's Pride, Assault Frigate Mark A, Nebulon B, Flotilla, full squad ball, just a bunch of dice addition and squadrons. That's where I'm thinking with this new Sato.
Yeah, I agree.
I just want to verify something on rules, and I'm pretty sure this is how it works, but I just want to verify for folks that may be watching. So you're firing red dice, then you add 2 black dice, remove 2 red dice, and then you could use ordnance experts to re-roll those black dice.
You
Correct.
remove 2 any dice.
Yeah, but I'm just throwing that out.
And then you can ordnance expert.
Exactly. Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, always do your rerolls generally last, right? But yeah, no, I think it's great, and I think Ruben's right about. I think it opens up more ships to be usable with Sato, right? Because he was pretty locked in an MSU only status basically before. It just opens it up. The whole adding 2 dice and then canceling 2 dice is just a really good way to do this.
Yeah, I might have to revisit my Rapid Launch Bay's MC-75 fleet now that it's informed rerolls, because now the spike damage that fleet will do is wild.
Yeah, I think it's an interesting way to, what's it called? Get around the always using Akbar problem. If you want to do like an assault ship build, right? Like not squadrons, but just ships. Sato used to be pretty good with that, but now he's really good.
Yeah, I think
he gives Akbar a run for his money.
Yeah, I think it's also worth trying the like my competitive Akbar fleet where it's Giga Drill and a MC-30. You could probably do that combo with Sato instead, where instead of adding dice, you're just making your dice black at long, and you can play the scout frigate instead of the torpedo, and play a similar style of fleet. So I think there's probably 3 or 4 solid testable builds within Sato of the actual good rebel ships already that we know are competent. So,
all right.
Yep.
Moving on. Before we move on, I do want to throw out one interesting note that really has nothing to do with Sato. It has more to do with the game that Ruben played against Joel, and you can check that out on YouTube. But I was amused by your surprise at how effective the mines were with Torin Farr.
Oh yeah. So I had Mark Matten, and I've played some of Daniel's lists before. So Daniel Zig's lists. He's one of the best rebel players around. If you're going to copy somebody's list to learn, copy his. Especially if you want to learn squadrons plus small MSUs, which is an archetype that I have not played competitively. and I'm expanding as a player, so I'm playing a lot of that style and that archetype. So I'm looking at a lot of his lists for guidance about how to play it for me. But what you do is you have Mark Matten. He can activate and put down a mine, and then you have Adar Talion. And what you can do is you can have Mart activate, put down a mine, and then you deactivate him with Adar, and then he's ready to just put down another mine. So you can put 2 mines down in a turn. So if you put 2 proxy mines down right in front of their ship, because Mart doesn't have a limitation like Sabine Wren does. So you can just put 2 mines down right in front of their ship, and you can have all your squad ball in their same front arc. So if they want to flak your squadrons, they're going to get hit by 2 mines. And if they try to flak your mines, they're only going to flak one of the mines, and they're not going to do anything to your squadrons. So he didn't flak my mines, and I got 3 damage off onto the whole of his onager with Mark Matten's proxy mines blowing him up.
Pretty
and then,
rude.
of course, it was very rude. And then I bombed him with my rogue squad ball and rogue Luke. I said, use the force, Luke, and rolled 2 doubles in a row. So I was just turning the screws on poor Joel for flying squadless.
That's a big spike in proximity mine damage. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was pretty sick.
Unusual amount.
It was 2 of them, so it's 4 blues, and I got 3 hits and crits, so it's not that
Still pretty good.
on average.
Still pretty good.
Oh, it felt great.
Rarely works out that good. So that's good.
So next up, we've got Mon Mothma.
Yes. Look, she's maybe usable. I am still pretty cold on this. I think she works about the same as before. I know people are like, oh, she's going to prevent people from... Or people can still use their evades. I got to tell you, when I'm shooting MC30s, they have 2 evades. It's so rare that I'm able to lock both evades down. And they usually have a better admiral than Mon Mothma doing something offensive. So I think she's okay now, but still not great, is my opinion.
I think she has a definite strong place in the meta for one particular build that we've already seen. So we were seeing out of California the Agate double MC30 with squads list. But now you just don't take Agate, and you take Mon Mothma instead, and you put ECMs on both of your MC30s, and you take both the titles. And neither of those stupid torpedoes are going to die.
Right.
Because now you have ECMs and titles and Mon Mothma, so you're always going to redirect and evade. And you just, torpedo drive by them, and then bomb them with all your rebel rogues like everybody does. So that fleet's going to be extremely hard to fly because it's got a grand total of 8 actual hull in it. So, be careful. But it's going to be really, really hard to kill that 8 hull. So if you can get somebody with it, it's definitely going to work. So maybe we'll see more people outside of that particular region start flying that fleet.
Yeah, dual MC30s up close. But listen, that stuff's hard to fly.
It is.
It is not like a plug and play guaranteed win method.
No, but those torpedoes are really, they're able to punch up so easily.
Yeah, if you can last for somebody. But yeah, outside of that scenario, I mean that's really where we're at with this. I saw some of the local guys in Louisville talking about a Mothma Hawk or whatever, and it's kind of fun. But you're still stuck at this place where you can't ECM your brace, so you're still gonna die, even though you can spend your evade. But I get the fun idea about it. But yeah, no, she goes on MC30s specifically.
Oh yeah,
I think pretty specifically because CR90s you're gonna play Kraken or Riken on them, right? So she's more for the torpedoes.
Yeah, I have mixed feelings about the being able to spend an evade token that's been accuracy'd. Um, I have mixed feelings. I think it's cool. It's kind of it's a ability that we really haven't seen for like a commander ability. Um, I guess you could kind of say Agate does it, but um, I just feel like it feels bad. It's kind of like it's like Sloan taking your defense tokens away. It's just like it's not a fun experience when you trying to kill that ship. You get the accuracy, or maybe you built a list that has the tech to generate your own accuracies, and then your opponent goes like, "Oh, I'm playing Mon Mothma, so it won't matter." And then you're just like, "Well, okay." But
It's nice to see her have a purpose and being a threat for the first time ever. So I'm not against it. The other thing about it is, it's not oppressive enough choice wise. The problem is there's still like 5, maybe now 6 better rebel admirals that you're going to take anyways. So I don't think you'll see Mon Mothma
that's
a whole lot
well, and
anyway.
that's also very true too. Where like is she going to be good enough that people are not taking the other 4 that
Now,
they're always taking?
if you're addicted to MC30s, I mean, sure, why not? I mean, now there's something else for you to do.
Yeah.
And like, since this stuff doesn't have to get approved by Lucasfilm all the time, if everyone's like, this is the worst thing ever, it could be adjusted, right?
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think Mon Mothma is going to become the worst thing ever, considering how long
right.
we've gone with Riken and Kraken and Akbar.
Right.
So like, look, like the entire time I've played this dumb game, all my options have been out of the how many rebel commanders are there? Like
I don't know, like a dozen or something.
like 16 or something.
Yeah.
Is redfish, bluefish, critfish, deathwish, and agate. Like
Yeah.
5. And now I can play like one build that's Mon Mothma, and I can play like a build that's Sato. So like now I'm up to like 7 commanders that I can play, like the Imperials have.
I think here's my thing. I think thermal shields are more annoying than this Mon Mothma still.
I agree.
Yeah, it doesn't take much to get the Imperial players on your side there, Garrett.
Yeah, and like thermal shields like don't win big events. They'll win you some battles, but like they won't take you to the end.
Okay. So speaking of commanders that are better, is Leia one of those commanders?
Yay, she is what everybody wants to think the card is for the last decade.
Yeah, it's like a quality of life fix almost.
Yeah. The old restriction was you could spin a dial as a dial plus token, but that was the only command you could do. Like you couldn't spin any other tokens. Now you can spin other tokens and do a dial with magic token. Yeah. Yay. She's got a purpose. And it's fun to fly now without being annoyed that you can't do anything else the whole time you're flying. And you can fly her with big ships now. Because before, like, there was no reason to not only take her on ships with like one command, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Now I don't know if her ability is really strong enough to see success at competitive play, because we are only talking about token effects, and that's not near as good as anything like Trench or Thrawn or Bale. So don't like try to convince yourself that she's anywhere near as good as a double dial commander. But she's another option for squadron pushing, but she won't help with your output like Draven does. So I don't know. I'm glad that she's better, but she's not good enough.
What options do Rebels have for projection experts?
Peltas,
Nebulon.
Yeah.
You can put it on a few
MC80 home, the 80
Yeah.
command.
You can do a few projection expert things, but the problem is it's in Rebel fleets, it's hard to like have points. That ship can only do that basically at that point.
Yeah.
But in other factions, generally the projection expert ships have dual purposes that are just more flexible. The Rebels, it's just you're kind of like diving a bunch of points into something that won't do.
It's not going to contribute anything else.
Yeah, it's mostly because the Pelta is just the Rebel Pelta pays a bunch of points to have the fleet command on it, so you can't use it for anything else.
Yeah. Although what's interesting is you can do your fleet command and then still get your token effect with Leia.
Yeah.
So it's kind of.
But your Pelta dies.
But then you're flying a Pelta.
Then you're flying a Pelta.
It has no defensive, and maybe
your
that's
friends
something.
see you driving the Yugo.
Right. Maybe we'll see them add defensive in the future to it. I don't know if that would take it over the top. I don't think so. It would just make it like usable. You know what I mean?
I would just rather the points just come down, personally.
I mean, you could keep reducing the points. They reduced the points on the assault one, right?
Yeah. And the Rebel Pelta is good in Sector Fleet. So
yeah, that's true.
It does have a place there.
So that's fine, right?
I don't think Leia is a large base commander because she's generally better the more ships you have.
She can be now.
She can be. The issue, and one thing I think is been holding Leia back is the same thing that holds Tarkin back, Imperial Tarkin, is that there's so many ways to generate command tokens now that you never really find yourself wishing it's like, oh, if only I could have more command tokens on my ships. Like most of the time you're pretty much capped out. You have all your machinery working. Leia allows you to maybe forego the machinery. I don't know.
Maybe. A little bit.
Yeah, like a little bit.
You still need it to bring other tokens that you need.
Right. And you still need tokens to refresh upgrades. You still need, So
right.
Now, does her timing work with fleet commands?
No.
Well, you don't
get a token. You just get the effect of a token.
Right. Your dial plus token.
If you had a ship and you discarded a token to power the effect, when it then reveals its command dial, it can take a dial plus token effect.
Yeah.
But you couldn't. Now, you could repower yourself with Adar because you would get Leia's effect and you would get Adar's token, which is a little redundant, but still okay. Now that I'm thinking about it.
You're talking about Ramus?
Power your Ramus. Yeah. To power your
fleet command.
Fleet command again with her. So you basically get 2 tokens.
But then you're running like a Pelta. You're running a Pelta and you're like mainlining Confire dials.
Yeah.
I mean, you could do that, I guess.
I think she's a solid. Here's what I think this in Mon Mothma. I think they're, and maybe you could put Draven here too. I think they're solid mid-tier commanders now.
Mm-hmm.
Which I think is fine. Like, they don't need to be able to win worlds without a great deal of expert flying. Before, totally like unusable, right? Complete binder fodder. But now they can be played for fun and do stuff. Leia just being able to do what everyone thought she could do anyways is
I think actually get free command tokens.
And at 28 points, I think that's a good price for what she does. So
and she's more held back by the fact that the Nebulon B and the Pelta aren't good. Because if they were good ships, like they were points efficient themselves, she would power them really well because she's expressly extra good with 2 command smalls. It's just that the 2 command smalls outside of the torpedo are bad.
Yep.
All right.
And if you're on torpedoes, you're running Mon Mothma.
Yeah. Thumbs up, I say. Thumbs up, Leia.
No, I like the changes. Yep.
Now, the commanders aren't the only thing that got added to the Rebels. We do have some Rebel squads, and we're going to start with Luke simply because we've already talked about Luke on the last show, but I do want to give a quick touch on that simply because Ruben did actually get a chance to play Luke in the last fight. You've got a little bit of a glimpse of what he could do. So tell us your thoughts there.
Oh boy, can Luke sure take over a game if your opponent doesn't bring 134. The minute he gets to the front arc of a ship, he sticks to them, and it is a pain in the ass to deal with him. I'm pretty sure I did like 6 or 8 damage just straight through shields right to Joel's ships. So like if you're okay. So we all know Lando's the best. And we all know that if you're doing the rogue squad ball, you always take Lando. And then most people will take Mark Matten if they're in the like Black Admiral school, which I still think is takeable over Luke. And then we know that you take Ketsu. Now, I think Luke is kind of in Ketsu's seat because if you know your meta is more squad fight, you can take Luke. He won't fight himself out of the dogfight because he's only 4 blues and he doesn't have any rerolls. And if you don't have Torn Far, he's not going to do that much. 4 blue anti-squad isn't really that good with no rerolls. But if there's not anything there that'll lock him down, oh man, he will just go have a party on people. So, Ketsu for your heavier 134 because of her grit and her double blue bomber and her ability to lock down the squad fight. And then you can take Tycho, or you can take another rogue as your 4th, and then you take your 2 YT-2400s and Gold Squadron or Rogue Squadron, whatever else you want to do. The build's very soft. And Luke does actually fit in now, which I wasn't so sure before, but I definitely bullied a low squad fleet with him, so that means he can be very dominant.
Now, I do know that there were some folks that were kind of complaining that he was given Rogue instead of Adept. So I just kind of wanted to hear thoughts on that.
Yeah, I mean, I think the answer to that's really easy. I've already played him with Adept from Hera. It didn't change anything. So I don't think it would change anything now. At least with Rogue, like what Bruno was just describing, without having to command Luke as a squadron in the ship phase, right? Now he's in the squadron phase, and is effective, right? Because the ability to just do something as a rogue is very powerful, right? Because all your ships are doing other items instead of doing squad commands, right? And then Luke is able to take advantage of whatever situation he finds himself in, because he can move, shoot, move, right? But yeah, that's my answer to that.
The biggest thing there is just that now he no longer has escort, which was one of his biggest drawbacks there, which meant he got blasted before he even got to a ship.
Right. Yeah. And Mars is absolutely right. He says Luke is using the Force to get past the shields. That's already a crazy ability, right?
Yeah.
It's just never been able to be capitalized on since the beginning of the game, right? Maybe when you could run Riken and he could keep every squadron on the board alive. Maybe back then. But I wasn't playing in 2016, so I don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think this is enough. I used to be a huge give Luke Adept stan. But after playing with him, because I tried to make it work. I don't know if you guys remember that. I was flying like Rebel X-Wings bigs with Hera. Like it just didn't matter. And then if Luke still runs into PDICs, he's still pretty big in trouble. So, and Adept wouldn't face PDIC problem either.
Yeah, I was fortunate enough to like run into low squads and then a Empire Venator and an Empire Onager, which means that Luke is just feasting at that point. Because there's nothing there that's going to really stop him. So he's just going to keep bombing you.
Right. Yeah, that's my answer to that.
So the one that we didn't talk about was Han Solo.
Or Han Solo.
Han Solo to 24 points.
I mean, yay, I guess.
He's playable. Absolutely,
he's playable.
For sure. Playable.
He's playable, but like Lando still exists. You just...
Sure.
Hear me out, guys.
Sure, Lando's still good. Okay, look. This is coming from me. We all know the malicious glee that I get from Landoing my friends. I think Han is playable over Lando. Particularly, specifically, with Sato.
Okay, it's fine.
just because
Yeah.
he can go fast and go be a buoy.
I like
And
that.
he's
Good idea.
he has a more consistent anti-squad attack. He's got 2 blue, 2 black instead of red, black, 2 blues. He's got more consistent bombing overall with blue, black, non-bomber. And he's more durable, technically, because he doesn't have to discard his defense tokens to
Do his thing.
set his dice. He just acts at the start of the ship phase, moves and shoots. With Grit and Rogue and that attack pool, he can maybe kill a low hull generic, get himself out, so he can go be a target. He can also do stuff like if you've got a 7 activation squad ball, he can go first, go shoot something, and then you can do a full squadron push with like a MC-75 armored, and you don't need the extra squad push because Han's already gone. You push your whole ball. So you actually get a full squad activation alpha strike out of Rebels, which doesn't really happen. So I think he's not going to be everywhere because Lando's the generally more powerful one. But I think that in some situations, I think we'll see Han being played. I think he's good enough.
I like it.
Yeah.
I'll accept it. It's good reasoning. It's good reason. Obviously, Lando's still like crazy better, but in like 98% of other situations. But yeah, I like that he's 2 points lower. I still think we should go real crazy and make him speed 4 at a minimum because it's Han Solo.
I mean, I agree. I think you
But-
should. I think Speed 4 would be pretty cool.
Yeah, at least he's at what he was supposed to be before that last official update. So that's cool.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I don't know why they didn't make him a little faster because there's other squadrons where the aces are faster than the generics. So it's not like
Yeah. It wasn't something new, right?
Yeah.
So they did that in the Rogues and Villains pack, right? With IG
IG88 and Bosk.
and Bosk. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I guess at the time they were like, "Oh, Han Solo's gonna be the most powerful squadron on the planet."
He's too good. He's too good.
In like
Good, he should be.
2012 or whatever. Yeah, right. Yeah, he should have been like insane.
He should be the best rogue and villain. Period.
It's something we've talked about multiple episodes that make the OG characters like too good. Like let's see them on the table.
Well, transitioning into the Republic here, we did talk about this last time. We'll do a brief touch on it this time, and that is the Architons class light cruiser for the Republic with a very, very interesting upgrade bar.
And defense tokens.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah,
so,
swapped out an evade for a redirect. Or
right.
You know what I mean.
And so double evade, which is awesome. I can't remember. I think I was talking with the Louisville crew about evades and redirects and Kenobi, because like if you kept the double redirect with Kenobi, I was like, the problem with Kenobi and double redirect is if you put EST on the ship, it's a guaranteed reduction of damage no matter what, because he'll spend the redirect and reduce 2, spend the other redirect, reduce 2. But with evade, it's a chance at close to medium range, right? So like mathematically, like that's how you need to look at it.
And Mars is saying Lumi for days.
Lumi for days.
Yeah. And so Lumi is Lumi's still a problem winning games because she's not offensive. I'll hold to that.
Sure.
There's just better ways to win than with Lumi. But yeah. So Architons. Interesting thing. First off, they added 2 keywords: clone and Jedi. So since that's clone on it, we put clone gunners on it. And because it's double officer slot and double weapons team, that makes this very cool. Clone gunners never really went on anything before. I mean, I'll say never, but it was hard to make clone gunners
like fit
work with like a bunch of acclimators and yeah, I think that's it. Because you can't put weapons team on the consulars. So, also totally I'm forgetting right now. But anyways, so now you can, and you can run multiples of these, right? So we got clone gunners, and then I think you slap vet gunners on these for sure, right?
Or sensor teams.
Or sensor teams.
You could. Yep.
But clone gunners is already generating the accuracy for you, right?
Yeah.
And a
Well,
blue die.
You could do clone gunners with weapon battery techs.
Yep.
So you just have an extra crit, basically guaranteed crit whenever.
Yep. And then 2 officer slots. So I don't think you'll put 2 officers on here, right? But you've got options like intel officer, clone navigation officer. One of these you're going to put clone Captain Zach on for sure, right? Mm-hmm. And then if you want, you could put some of the other specialty like Barris or whatever, but
and it's not unique.
Not unique. You can take as many as you can fit in a list.
And hear me out on this. Having the double officers also means you can take things like skilled first officer and turn your command 2 ship. You can always have your get out of jail free, dial when you need it. There's lots of cool little support officers that can kind of fit. Like, you hate giving up your main slot, but when you have that second slot, now you have like, oh, do you want veteran captain for that command token?
I love Vet Captain. Vet Captain's so good.
So it's like you have a second, so you can have a primary officer and then say, like, and also I have a command token just whenever I need it. 2 points.
Yeah, so a lot of interesting builds. These are, I'm sorry, I'm not going to talk. But yeah, so Argotans. I think people are put off the fact that it doesn't have turbo laser slot. We can't put turbo laser slots on these because everyone would just run swivels. And swivels on these would be a oppressive nightmare because we
black
swivel in black,
3 red and
Confire in a black, clone captains in a black. We can't do that.
Yeah, 3 red, 3 black on the side of a 50-point ship.
Right. If we run if we run clone gunner, vet gunner, clone captain Zach, and let's say vet captain, right? Grab your munitions token with the vet captain, and then all of a sudden we're throwing 3 reds. We clone gunners in a blue accuracy. And then we can confire a blue die in. And then we can clone Captain Zach a blue die in.
Yep.
And then we can vet gunners, right? Even before you add your blue die in, right? Vet gunner, your red die after you spend your clone accuracy.
Or you spend your accuracy and then use vet gunners on everything else. I mean, you got lots of options. You also have things like Anakin, who can fix your dice for you, so you don't even need. You may not even need vet gunners. That might be where you take like weapon battery tech, just so you can make sure your accuracy is, always damage, and then fix your dice. I mean, it's really in a good spot. I love the Architens. I love flying them. They're so useful, and the Republic has really struggled with having like skirmishers.
And having a fleet that's just not having Venator Pelta.
Yeah, it's just not like I'm just gonna fly straight at you with everything. So.
But outside of that, we also received the Venator Star Destroyer Imperator refit, which is a mouthful.
It's a Ven 1 with defensive retrofit. And no fleet command.
Yeah,
and double ordnance. So yeah, it's basically the Imperial Venator, but you can take thermal shields, which is awesome. Listen, this thing with X-Rax, Ord experts, thermals, and officer of your choice. Incredible.
X-Rax.
Come on, Garrett, join me in the X-Rax and expanded.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. I'm gonna say like you can add expanded to this too. I know it's less popular, but like
it's a lot of points.
And I think I was reading this Reddit post, and I try not to like talk too much on Reddit. It's a dangerous argument zone. And they were like arguing about how the Victory one with Fats is better than this, and I was like, I was reading through the comments, but nobody was bringing up the fact that you could put thermal shields on this. I'm like, I could destroy Gar Victories all day. They're so easy to kill. But this thing, oh my god, thermal shields in your face, chucking out potentially, what is that? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 8 black dice or whatever, plus reds out the front, with Ord experts. Oof. Oof.
Stupid. It's so stupid.
So Garrett, would you run this thing in your garbage fleet instead of the Imperial, the Vin 1?
Instead of the Vin 1?
Yeah.
You lose out on the entrapment formation, so I can't.
I know. You can't?
Because you can't
think
fly
so?
the.
Damn.
You can't run the not entrapment formation, but
Take evasive action.
take evasive action. Because I can't
Yep.
fly acclimators without take evasive action. Like they just don't work. I have to have it. So this would have to like replace one of the acclimators potentially. I don't know. It's a different fleet because that fleet it's like a long range thing. So
Yeah. So do you think the
fleet would be different.
Imperador is like Anakin's flagship now? Because then
why not?
you can fix the red dice with Anakin. You have ordnance experts for your blacks, and it's just like a close range, aggressive, brawling ship. It seems like a shoe-in for a flagship for an Anakin build.
Anakin be great. Again, Bale, because he goes on everything.
Yeah, Bale works everything.
This thing with Bale, Tranquility. I mean, he's doing repair commands with Bale. You're navigating with your main command. You got Tranquility, and then some projection expert peltas in the back. And this thing is in your face at close range. And in the past, Venators were scary up close. A Ven 2 can be, but this at close range with all that supporting tech behind it that lets it live is dangerous. So I like it. I think it opens up new Gar builds because Gar can't in the past couldn't compete up close, right? They would just melt.
Yeah,
they relied on long range firepower like Sfats, and it's a really good thing this thing can't take Sfats. If this thing had Sfats, it'd be so stupid because then you'd be throwing like 10 dice out the front and then Sfatting somebody from the side.
Yeah,
and that would just feel bad, real bad.
Yeah, your ship is reliably throwing like 15 dice in a turn.
They'd be like Slavican, except worse.
All right.
So that covers all of the Republic and Gar stuff.
Did we want to talk about the Rebel Pelta went down in points? The modified assault one.
Oh, I missed that. Okay.
It's on the last page, yeah.
Sorry. I don't have the image on that, so we'll just cope with it.
It went down 4 points. They didn't change anything else.
Does that fix it? Does it fix it? Is it amazing now?
I mean, in 400 points, I don't think so. Mostly because of its upgrade bar being support, fleet command, ordnance. Maybe you can play it as like all right. Maybe we can look at the Gar quad pelta list and we can go, well, we could try throwing Sato quad pelta APTs at long. And we could engine tech. They're going to be too expensive though, because they're still 52 points starting out. It's just that its upgrade bar doesn't let it do anything other than just the fleet command.
Yeah.
So it can't quite be helpful as a small ship outside of buffing everything else. But the assault doesn't have a way to buff everyone else because it doesn't have. So the command prototype at least has Squad 3 and a slot for boosted comms. So that means it can do squadron pushing while it does its fleet command, whatever that fleet command is. Which gives it a slot in sector fleet, because you need something to be pushing squads in sector fleet that also soaks in activation and buffs everybody's attacks. And it has red-blue, which means it's going to be effectively firing faster.
So Mars was saying the Ven 2 was always stuck taking big squad builds or SVATs if you want to ship with thermals. This ship fixes that.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Plus,
You're still going to
something
take
different.
Axe, Ahsoka, Kickback, and Anakin, and then you can go ham with as many ships as you want.
Now you can do what Nick does with his Kuat and Architans and bring Garkitans and then run this thing right down the throat and say, enjoy. All these supporting red dice with a giant bucket of black dice.
With this big boy coming.
With
any final thoughts on all of this before we call it an evening?
Good stuff. I think for a first wave, it's pretty good. I like oh, sorry.
Well, I say you can finish what you're saying.
Oh, I was gonna say, I think there's nothing crazy here. I think Gar is the only one that got shook up a lot, really, because now they can build totally different fleets with the Garkitans. It's a really important ship that they just didn't have. Because even the CIS had heart cells, which kind of worked like Architans. So now it's just a new archetype, MSU, a reliable MSU that can be built. I think the Venator's neat. I don't think it's groundbreaking, but it is fun. As far as the Rebel commanders that got buffed, I think all good options. I don't think anything here is super oppressive. Outside of maybe that one time you fly against double MC30 with Mon Mothma, and you can't kill
it ruins your day. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't really think any of these four are going to meaningfully upset the triangle of like Radis, Akbar, Kraken. Well, the square that's Radis, Akbar, Kraken, and Riken for like Rebel fleet design and like competitive composition. But I think Sato and Mothma in particular builds may float close to that level. So if it expands the diversity of what we can see as competitive Rebel play, I'm all for it. Otherwise, I think, I would have preferred to see a little bit more envelope push from Draven and Leia. And I'm fine with Luke. I've played him. I like where he sits now, so I'm not as negative on this one as I was before playing it. And I like to see Han go down. Would have preferred to see the Speed Force. So overall, maybe just like a little tiny bit too conservative.
Nick?
Yeah, so well, and to actually counter that, I kind of like their approach being a little like they didn't want to none of these changes really are going to be big upsets, right? They're not really shaking the ground, I think, with some of it. I mean, the Garkitans is kind of the only thing that's kind of like you're going to see it everywhere. I don't think any of the Rebel commanders are going to be popping up. Like, you're not going to go to a tournament where you're fighting 6 Dravens. It's. I think they're all good changes. We're all going the right direction, and I don't mind small incremental changes. And we can kind of, I think if you make something that's obviously really powerful, then everybody's going to start copying the same list. All these changes going in a positive direction are going to pique people's interest, and there's going to be some good pilots out there who are going to build these lists that just this hour conversation we didn't talk about. There's gonna be something that's gonna come out of this, I think, and surprise people, and that's going to be healthy for the game as a whole. So I'm fine with small changes because it's going to at least stir the pot a little bit, get people innovating.
All right. Well, I'm going to say good night to you guys, and I'm going to do a little bit of a close here, but we will see you again on Sunday.
It's kicking us off.
Mm-hmm.
All right, bye guys. All right, bye chat. Bye everybody. Mars. Bye Ken. Everybody.
See everybody.
All right. Have a good
Take care, everybody.
All right.
So thank you again for watching the show. I appreciate you joining me. I do know that things have been a little bit strange this week as far as timing is concerned, and errors and such, but I was glad that we could give you this show. We really wanted to give you this show. An announcement And the next show is not going to be another discussion of the ARC stuff, because I've got a very special show coming up. Going to have some very special guests. I don't have everything confirmed just yet, so I want to wait until I have everything lined up to let you know more about that. But I'm really excited. I think it's going to be a special show, and I hope you guys will join us. That's not this coming Monday, but the following Monday. This weekend I do have a long weekend from work, so that means that I will actually probably be able to get some things together as far as getting some edits posted onto YouTube. So I still have the last Mid-Rim Mayhem to post up, and I'm hoping to get that done this weekend. We'll also have this show moved over to YouTube, things along those lines. So look out for announcements on that. Look out for announcements on the special show. Thank you again, guys, for joining us, and I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful day.